Hi, I'm here to talk about the weirdest deep sea fish that most people have never heard of. They're called horned lantern sharks. They can grow to almost a meter in length. Their eyes are kind of like eyeballs, and they're found in all oceans of the world. But before I tell you more about them, let me tell you a bit about myself. I got my bachelor's degree in marine biology from a university in Australia, and then my PhD in ecology from a university in California. I've worked as a research scientist in fisheries in both Australia and South Africa. Now I work at a research institute where I study fish communities in the deep ocean. My favorite deep sea fish is probably the blobfish. I think it's just hilarious looking. What's your favorite? Let us know in the deep sea creatures community. Now let's get into this week's deep sea creature. The horned lanternfish, or prickly sea devil, is the only member of the family Centrophrinidae. It goes by a few other names too, like devilfish or lantern shark. But honestly, I like horned lanternfish the best. It's in the order Lophiiformes, which includes all the anglerfishes. Anglerfishes are well known for their modified dorsal fin spines that they use as fishing rods to lure prey within striking distance so they can devour them whole. Most anglerfish are fairly small fish that live in the deep sea, and they're not really known for being particularly pretty. They are very interesting, though, because the females often grow to be huge compared to the males. Sometimes the male is less than 1% of the female's total weight. If this happened in the human world, it would be like if a man was 5 foot 9 inches tall and weighed 100 pounds. His partner would be shorter than 3 inches and weigh less than 3 pounds. That's absolutely wild. There's actually quite a few different theories as to why the males are so tiny. One idea is that when the male finds a female to mate with, he basically permanently attaches himself to her so that he doesn't have to spend any energy swimming around looking for food or finding new mates. Another theory is that the male sacrifices its size to ensure fertilization of its sperm. Instead of competing with other males to fertilize the eggs, the male basically becomes part of the female and ensures his offspring by always being close to her. Scientists think there might even be some kind of chemical signaling going on between the fish that influences the male's development. We just don't know a lot about anglerfish mating, so we're still trying to figure out exactly how these relationships work. Now, as I mentioned, the horned lanternfish is the only species in the family Centrophrinidae. It does have some close relatives, though, and they're all grouped together in the suborder Ceratioidae, which includes about 55 genera and 250 species. The suborder name comes from the genus Ceratius, which contains 8 different species of lantern sharks. These sharks are medium-sized, ranging from 80 millimeters to 50 centimeters in length. They're found in temperate to tropical waters all over the world. Like the horned lanternfish, they have 4 pectoral radials. They also have a single spine on the suborbital bone, but theirs points forward instead of back. The main way that scientists distinguish between the horned lanternfish and the lantern sharks is the shape of the anterior spine. In the horned lanternfish, the spine is directed straight back, while in the lantern sharks, it's angled forwards. One thing that both horned lanternfish and lantern sharks have in common is that they have a barbel on their lower jaw. A barbel is a fleshy, finger-like projection that's supported by multiple bones. Some fish, like catfish, have multiple barbels that they use to help find food. The barbels can sense changes in water currents and chemicals dissolved in the water, so they allow the fish to feel their surroundings. All of the anglerfishes that have barbels belong to a group called the benthic facies. These anglerfishes are bottom dwellers that live close to the seafloor, which is where you would expect to find catfish. However, horned lanternfish and lantern sharks tend to be found at much greater depths than bottom-dwelling fish. So how do they use their barbels? We're not entirely sure, but scientists suspect that they use them in a similar way to the catfish. The horned lanternfish is found in all oceans of the world, from the Arctic to the Antarctic, and has a depth distribution of 650 to over 2,000 meters. They are typically found closer to land than many other deep-sea creatures. In the Pacific, They've been captured off the coast of Baja California and south to the Marquesas Islands, as well as in the Gulf of California. Other specimens have been caught near New Guinea, in the South China Sea, off the coast of Venezuela, and in the Mozambique Channel. Recently, researchers have also found larvae of the horned lanternfish in the southern Gulf Stream at depths of up to 35 meters. The adults are typically found at much greater depths. So it's fascinating to know that the larvae can live in such shallow water. As far as we know, the maximum size of the horned lanternfish is 23 centimeters. As you can imagine, there haven't been too many encounters with these guys, considering that they're found at such great depths. The largest specimen ever recorded was captured in 1949 by the USS Great Blue off the coast of Johnston Island in the Indian Ocean. It measured 23 centimeters long and weighed 311 grams. That's about the size of a large head of cauliflower. The females of the species have long, slender bodies with large heads and jaws that are about the same length. The jaws are filled with slender, recurved, depressible teeth of mixed large and small sizes. Teeth aren't just useful for catching prey, they also help support the mouth. When the mouth is open, the teeth interlock with each other and keep it propped open like a framework. The horned lanternfish also has a large oval pit in front of each eye. In specimens larger than 42 millimeters, the eye itself lies beneath the skin and appears through a translucent patch. I think this gives the fish a rather cute look. Do you agree? Let me know in the comments below. The color of the fish ranges from reddish-brown to black. Its skin is covered with numerous close-set spines. The spaces between the spines are smooth, which is unusual for a fish in this family. Usually the skin is rough due to the scales having serrated edges. On the top of the head, the fish has an elysium, or fishing rod, attached to the snout. This is a bony structure that serves as the attachment point for the esca, which is the lure used to attract prey. The esca has a fan-shaped appendage in front and another short appendage on the back. The tip is white with scattered large melanophores, which are pigment-containing cells. The shape of the esca seems to vary a bit between individuals, and we don't really know why that is. Maybe it's related to depth or location or something else entirely. The elysium and esca are both made up of several interconnected bony plates. These structures aren't just useful for attracting prey, they also provide protection for the fish. If a predator tries to eat the fish, it will first have to chew through these hard structures, which could make the fish unpalatable. The horny lanternfish also has a small hyoid barbel. A hyoid barbel is a fleshy appendage supported by the hyoid arch, which is one of the bones in the fish's skeleton. In most fish, the hyoid supports the tongue, but in the horny lanternfish, it forms a small, finger-like projection under the chin. The males of the species lack the elysium and esca, but have a well-developed hyoid barbel. The presence of the hyoid barbel in the males is a distinctive feature that sets them apart from other deep-sea anglerfish. Only one other species of anglerfish has a hyoid barbel, so it's a unique characteristic for horned lanternfish to have. The max size of the males is around 1.6 centimeters, and they are dark brown in color. As far as we know, all of the specimens that have been collected are immature males. Interestingly, they already have large olfactory organs and well-developed denticular plates on the tip of the snout, bearing 3 to 4 curved teeth each. Now you might be wondering, how do horned lanternfish hunt? Even though the males lack the typical anglerfish esca, scientists believe that they may still be capable of producing light. This ability is called bioluminescence and is common among deep-sea creatures. Bioluminescence allows animals to camouflage themselves against the backdrop of the moon and stars, or even produce light to attract prey. Males may also use their hyoid barbels to sense prey nearby. Once they feel the movement of prey using their barbels, they quickly dart forward and engulf their prey whole. As for the females, they likely use their esca to lure prey. They probably shine a light on their lure and wave it enticingly in front of their mouths. The prey, attracted by the light, swim towards the mouth of the horned lanternfish and get eaten. The prey may also pick up chemicals on the lure as they approach, which triggers a reflex response in the prey, causing them to swim straight into the mouth of the fish. And that's all we know about this strange and unusual creature. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new today. Remember to check out the Deep Sea Creatures community. If you love these videos, please consider supporting us. We'd really appreciate it. Until next time, keep exploring. The ocean is so fascinating. I hope you'll join us on our journey to discover more about the deep sea.